Hey YouTube, my name is Natalie. I'm a criminal defense attorney and welcome to my channel. So in today's video, we are going to be covering something where nobody died. This is a nobody died reaction. I thought that this would be a nice break from the coverage that we've been doing here of the Daybell case and Karen Read, in which multiple people are accused of being murdered. So we're going to instead cover today in this video reaction to neighbors calling the police on their neighbors and it backfiring. This video I've already watched with my husband and it was, I hate to say, kind of funny. And so I said, let's react to this. We watched it last week and I said, I'm going to react to that and hopefully it'll be something that people will enjoy. If you're new here, please make sure that you subscribe to the channel. If you've never seen me before, I'm a public defender with over 13 years of experience and I create content here where we react to things that interact with the legal system, from popular topics to everyday items. And if you like that type of content, make sure that you subscribe, also like the channel, and become a member of the channel as well if you're so inclined. Without further ado, let's get into the reaction. The video is called When Evil People Try to Get Their Neighbor Arrested and It Totally Backfires. This video was put up by the channel called Come Along, and this will be a reaction to that video. If you want to see the full video with all of its original commentary, I'll put a link to it in the description box down below.
To me real quick.
It's not real quick. You have to come inside.
Not all Karens exist in the wild. Some of them live very close.
Okay, I know I said that I've seen this one already, but it's been like a week and I forgot how they started it off, like right into the craziness. So let's go.
To you. In fact, they might be your neighbors. And just like Karens in the wild, these neighbors will do anything to get you in trouble. Stick around to see these people get a taste of justice when trying to get the neighbor arrested backfires. Police were called to handle an issue between the caller and the upstairs resident.
Oh, I can help you. Go for it. Yeah, you want to put some clothes on?
No, I got clothes on.
Okay.
The guy up there on the right is stumping, like very hard.
Okay, so might seem like, okay, someone is being loud upstairs. That's a reason some people call the police, but wait, it gets better.
You need to let them know you won't leave here.
No.
And secondly, please, now that they're here, I'm glad because I need you to leave. I don't like trouble. I don't
like drama either, but I just
without no problem.
But the neighbor.
I do not want no trouble. Please. Just
I don't want trouble.
I beg you, Marie. Just go.
No.
I don't have nothing on my record. I don't want nothing. Just get your stuff and leave.
This woman does not live here. The person who lives there is saying, I don't want any trouble. I don't want to call the police on my neighbor. And she is insisting. He's also asking for her to leave. And something that many people don't realize is that if you're in someone's house as an overnight guest or, you know, just for the day or whatever the case may be, and someone asks you to leave, you have to leave, and failure to do so makes you, changes you from an invited guest to a trespasser. And once the person who actually lives there says, this person is trespassing, I don't want them here anymore, the police have the right to remove you from the property.
Down here, but he's a African, so he's scared to speak up. He doesn't like the police. So when I knocked on the neighbor's door.
Do you have your ID with you, ma'am?
No, but I have a picture of it in my phone.
That's fine.
The man opened the door and was like, excuse me? She's saying because he's African, he does not want to contact the police. That don't have anything to do with it. He is not bothered by the sound of the people upstairs. He doesn't want the police involved over at his house and causing disruption between him and his neighbors. That's a completely rational take from anyone, no matter where you're from. If you want to settle your neighbor disputes between neighbors, or if you don't want to escalate something to even be a dispute, that is completely his decision. But she jumps out the window with xenophobia to justify calling the police at this man's house for a noise complaint.
The woman finally goes back inside the apartment after agreeing with the officers that she was going to leave. The officers go upstairs to talk to the neighbor.
Oh, please.
What's going on, man?
Crazy girl down there. I don't know.
Okay. What was? I was confused on what's going on.
She's complaining about us walking in the store, the floor creaking.
Okay.
I've never seen her in my life.
You can hear her in the background still complaining about the guy being African. And if that's such a problem for you, why are you in his house naked? Okay? What are you doing there if you have such a problem with him being African? Now, the lovely neighbor seems to want no trouble either and doesn't understand why this lady is acting this way, which makes me think that she's interacted with the neighbor in some way or talked to them or something like that, and they are not in with it.
What was? I was confused on what's going on.
She's complaining about us walking in the store, the floor creaking.
Okay.
I've never seen her in my life.
Did she come up here, or?
Yeah, she came up here half naked.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just her. She lives downstairs.
Well, let's try to get her an Uber. See if she can get an Uber or something like that. Because if she's intoxicated, we can't have her driving.
She does appear to be intoxicated.
Why are you doing this to me? All I call the police for a noise complaint.
Please, my landlord is just calling me. I need you to get yourself.
You're horrible.
He said it was inaudible, but I heard him. He said, I need you to get your stuff and go.
Please, my landlord is just calling me. I need you to get yourself.
You're horrible.
Please, my landlord is calling me. I need you to get your stuff and go. That's what he said. And she says, you're horrible.
Oh, you don't deserve to be in America. African, stop talking to me.
Everyone I reacted to that. The police officer reacted to that. She's so fixated on what continent the man is from that she's coming across completely unstable. What does him being African have to do with anything? The man just doesn't want trouble. And I think the way that the police are interacting with her is that it's clear to them that something is not right. I don't know what it is, if it's intoxication or mental health or just being a jerk. I don't know, but something is not right here.
I hate you.
Okay, girl, grow up.
Landlord, I'm suing him. You're gonna get kicked out your apartment.
I am this police officer, and this police officer is me. Girl, please.
Suing him. I hate you.
Girl, grow up.
Nothing been nice to you. All I did was call the police for a noise complaint, and you have an issue with that. You're so manipulative.
Manipulative. He is not manipulative. He is being very direct and straightforward. He does not want to call the police for this issue. He's made that very clear. That is not manipulative to say, I don't want to call the police. She's still got no clothes on.
You remind me of my mom.
Ma'am, you have a way to get home?
You're so manipulative and a narcissist. You remind me of my mom. Girl, you remind me of why I go to therapy. Because you need to work on those issues so that when you get intoxicated, they don't come spilling out, right? That's what's happening right now. You're trauma dumping on this guy and being all crazy. You're a little intoxicated, and whatever's gone on in your life, you're, expressing it now. Now is not the time. It's time to go. And they're being so polite with her. They are because she's already been trespassed. He's already asked her to leave. They could have just arrested her at this point. They're being very polite to her and giving her the opportunity to not go to jail.
He's lucky he have his papers, because I would send him back.
You don't have any...
He's lucky he has his papers, because I would send him back. She's talking about getting this man deported simply because he does not agree with her calling the police for a noise complaint, which I always found to be kind of the lowest of the low. So he has his papers. That means that he is a legal resident here in the United States, either by green card or visa, whatever the case may be. But he's here legally. And she still wants to get him kicked out of the country simply because he doesn't agree with her. That is manipulation.
A shirt or anything like that?
And who?
A shirt?
Are you sure? I mean, I won't show you, but that's fine. Just out of respect and privacy. I'll call an Uber and a Lyft. It's fine.
Okay. Do you have like t-shirt or anything, pants that you came in?
Who?
She doesn't know what you're saying to her right now.
That's not mine.
Well, he's trying to help you out so you can put
I
your
don't have
clothes
no
on.
clothes. African. I'll call an Uber, okay?
Okay. Yeah. Let's work on getting an Uber, and then
You lucky I didn't beat him up.
that's fine. That's
No.
fine. You don't have any clothes?
This is so ridiculous.
You don't have any, like, a t-shirt or anything like that?
No, I don't.
How did you come into the man's house with no clothes on? Which, I'm not the only one whose mind is going there right now, but I'm not going to say it because I'm a lawyer and I don't want to get sued for defamation. I'm not going to say it. But what are you doing in this man's house with no clothes to wear? It's not like he lives on the beach or something like that. I don't understand this. But again, with the xenophobia with her, it's really, really nasty. Oh, and when she threatened him just now, you know, that she could beat his ass or whatever, that is a crime. That is assault. That is threats. It's harassment at this point because he's told her to stop and leave and she hasn't. She very well could have been arrested at this point in time. I'm glad that they, you know, exercised restraint and what you call the techniques for, what's the word for it? And de-escalation techniques. I'm glad that they use those de-escalation techniques to try and keep this from becoming like a serious thing.
Go stop her.
Stop. Whatever you're about to do.
Listen to me. Your Uber's almost here, so you need to come. Listen to me.
She's really trying the weaponized tears. She's trying the weaponized tears thing. It's not going to work for her.
Listen to me. You're making me think that I should rethink allowing you to go home. Okay?
I'm gonna go home,
Just
but I'm gonna
stop.
that car up
Stop.
first.
No, you're not.
That's fine. I'll pay for the bill. It's fine. I'll pay for the bill. It's fine. I have money on me. It's fine.
I don't want to take you to jail.
I know.
Okay? You need to stop. Okay. You know, walk back over there. This is your last opportunity. Okay, because this is borderline to where. Let's go check to see where your Uber is.
It's 2 minutes away.
Go check it.
Hold on. Let me see them shoes. Let me see them shoes.
Okay. You know, walk back over there. This is your last opportunity. Okay, because this is borderline to where.
He picks her up at the strip club. She's got on the platform plastic shoes right here. The acrylic shoes, the lucite shoes, whatever it is that they call that material that they're made out of. You know, I'm not victim blaming here, okay? Because this guy is definitely a victim of her madness. But I will say you got to be more discerning of where you pick people up from, because that's why she ain't got no clothes to put on, number one. Number two, you don't know what she's bringing into your house. You have no idea. She could be setting you up. You have no idea. He picked that girl up at the club. I knew it. The shoes are the confirmation, in my opinion.
Let's go check to see where your Uber is.
It's 2 minutes away.
Go check again. You got your phone with you?
Yeah, it's in my pocket.
Check to see where your Uber is, because I hate for you to go to jail on Thanksgiving.
I can go to jail, bail myself out, so I would care less.
Oh, you're assuming a lot, because when you say that, a judge might say to themselves, I am not going to let you out on bail. Because you don't take this seriously, so I don't think you're going to show up for court. Just saying.
Just stay away from here.
No,
okay?
I'm not staying away.
The woman's Uber arrives, but instead of going to her car, she heads toward the man's car and kicks it. The police officers place her under arrest.
Don't do that thing. That's going to put you in jail. If you do that thing, that one thing, I'm really going to put you in jail this time. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, and then I'll just bail myself out of jail. And she goes and does it, kicks the man's car, probably caused no damage to it whatsoever. She just took it too far. And there's plenty of things here that they could have arrested her for: disorderly conduct, failure to follow a lawful order from a police officer, which was don't kick that car, which is a completely lawful order, and she did it anyway. Trespassing, threats, all types of stuff. So come on, girl.
She hits that car, I'm telling you.
I'm going to arrest her if she hits the car. You're under arrest.
She did it.
You're under arrest.
Why?
What do you mean by? I mean, at least stand 10 toes down in what you did. They told you not to do it, and you said, I'm going to do it. And they said, if you do it, I'll arrest you. And you did it. So when you get put in the cuffs, you should just be like, all right, that's the price I'm going to pay. I wanted to kick his car. I knew I was going to get arrested, and I did it anyway. You got to stand. You can't play the victim after you jumped out the window and did what they told you not to do.
All right, please stop. Please, just let me go home, please.
You could have gone home.
Put your hands behind your back.
Please let me go home. No,
You're good to go.
please.
The woman gets handcuffed and taken to jail to sober up. She was charged with obstructing official business, second-degree misdemeanor, and disorderly conduct, simple misdemeanor. Currently, there is a warrant issued for the suspect in connection to her misdemeanor charge of disorderly conduct.
Yeah. That means she didn't show up for court. She bailed herself out and she didn't show up for court. And that's exactly what I thought when she said, I'll just bail myself out. I don't care. She's not following anyone's orders. They're going to have to go pick her up. But she did get arrested. Next case.
Officer in Ocala, Florida, are called in to handle an assault dispute involving a neighbor. The altercation resulted from the neighbor's child allegedly stealing from the woman's home, resulting in a heated argument. The officer goes upstairs where a woman, Susan, meets him at the door. She appears to be in great distress as she appears to be crying in the footage.
So I'm friends with her. Her kids come up here all the time.
Okay.
They asked about my son's vintage collections of DS games. And I said, no, you can't play with those. My son doesn't want to.
The kids did?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they left. I noticed they were gone.
Oh.
So I called her and I said, hey.
You know, kids can really mess up a neighbor relationship, can't they? She seems so distressed about it. Probably wants to keep a good relationship with her neighbors. Sad.
Naya, my son's missing.
You didn't see him take it, but they are missing. Okay.
They are missing. So, you know, because we're friends, tried to talk to her about it. She's like, oh, no, my kids didn't talk. She was up here. It's like, she all of a sudden grabbed my hair and started saying, you son, trying to accuse me of stealing She started wailing on my face.
So she grabbed your hair and she started punching you, or?
Yep.
Okay. With her which arm? Right hand, left hand? You don't.
Sir, I'm not sure. I just started getting.
I know this is neighbors calling the police and getting in trouble, so I didn't see this segment. So I feel like this is about to flip, but if she's acting, she's a really good actress because I believe her. And that's why those weaponized tears can be so dangerous. You can get someone arrested or killed making up stories. But let's see. Maybe she's telling the truth. Maybe it's the other neighbor who gets in trouble.
Getting punched in my face.
With a closed fist, a slap, how was it?
Oh, if.
You know, with her pulled down lip, it looks like she has some nerve damage that's pre-existing. I don't see like a black eye or abrasions or anything. Her face volume is the same on each side to me, but I do notice that she has a droopy lip. So let's see.
Felt like closed fist.
Okay. So you believe it was closed fist multiple times, she said, in the face, and I see you got some redness and
some redness.
swelling,
Is that what the
maybe
officer is
going on.
observing? Okay.
At least some redness.
The officer goes to talk to the neighbor involved in the incident. She narrates her side of the story.
Her name's not Karen, is it?
No.
That would have been too much.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
She got a bloody towel.
Yeah, because she clocked me with her hand, her phone or whatever. Because I was telling her to back up out my face. I went upstairs.
She said normally y'all are.
We're fine.
Friends?
Normally, we're not even friends. She's just a neighbor of mine that I let my kids in her house to play.
Well, that's a matter of personal opinion, right? That's a matter of personal opinion, whether or not that's actually the case.
My kids, no, you're not allowed to go in the house. So today I'm downstairs chilling with my friend downstairs. My kids was like, oh, Susan has games. Can we go upstairs? Can we go upstairs? No. They begged me enough to where I said, okay, fine. Because Susan was like, yeah, they can come in as long as they don't touch this, touch that, touch that. They asked about a game. They did not touch it.
The neighbor tells the officers that she was certain her children didn't take the games. She tells him that she helped Susan look for the games, but they didn't find them. Susan began to get aggressive with her.
I said, Susan, back up. She's like, very close in my personal area. So I'm like, back up, Susan, back up. I didn't mush her or anything. I took her by her waist and I said, back up, Susan. So she's like, your kids, this, that. So that's when I was like, all right, Susan, I don't have nothing else to do with you because you're a flip-floppy. My kids are not allowed in your house. So she started getting in my face again. And I backed her up, so when I went to go touch her that last time to back her up, she clocked me in the head, so I beat her ass.
The officer goes to talk to one of the people.
Okay, so Susan does have injuries. My cat's name is Susie. So the name Susan just cracks me up. Susan, girl. Okay, so how do we know that that's really what happened, though? Okay, wait, let's see.
Who had witnessed the incident?
Oh, we got a tiebreaker.
Other resident. The witness tells the officer that Susan was the one who initiated the fight.
Oh, uh-oh, Susan. Bad girl.
Black lady was upstairs, on the stairs, and the white lady was like up there.
3495, Bill
And
28.
they were in each other's faces, and the white lady went like that. And she
224,
incident. And then that's when the black lady hit her.
Okay.
And then they just started going at it.
The officers go back to Susan's house.
So for the legal aspect of this, when it comes to an assault, the person who initiates the assault is usually at fault unless the other person escalates it to a higher level of force that is not justified. So, for example, if Susan hit the mom and then the mom shot Susan, that would be absolutely ridiculous, right? And escalating to deadly force where it's not necessary. But if Susan hits the mom and the mom hits Susan back, or beats her ass, as she said, if the mom hits Susan back, then that's self-defense. And so Susan would be the initial aggressor and therefore guilty of assault herself. And a lot of the times, this is why police do these interviews. People will initiate assaults. They'll be the ones to start it. And then they'll try to call the police first real fast so that they can try to pretend like they're the victim. So we have this third party witness that came in and broke the tie for the police. They did a good investigation here. They talked to both parties. They didn't just assume based on what Bad Susan said. And they went and they spoke to both people. I already feel like he didn't really believe her that much, even though, you know, who knows, but they went and they talked to both parties, and then they spoke to a third party observer. They don't always have that. So in some states, they can't even make an arrest without actual signs of injury if they don't have something else to show them that the assault actually, you know, occurred. And in some states, they allow you to make an arrest anyway. But either way, you can still go and get charges filed against somebody for assault.
House to make sure the DSS were actually missing. She calls her son DJ to find out which one was actually missing. He reveals that the DS was in his room all alone.
No! Oh no, you completely lost it on someone you consider to be a friend who, in hindsight, does not consider you to be a friend. Poor Susan. You lost it on someone who you consider to be a friend over a stolen game, and the game wasn't even stolen. You see how kids can make neighbors fight? You know, and she said that the lady came and helped you to look for it and everything. I mean, come on.
Which ones did you have? You had the blue one that said the hack strikes back. And what else?
And then the regular DS, what happened?
So, DJ, this is Officer Mercer with the Ocala Police Department. How are you, sir?
Not allowing her to conduct the interview. He's going to do the interview himself, which is smart.
Doing good.
Good. How old are you?
I am 22.
Okay, just clarifying, I'm not talking to a juvenile.
Yeah.
You had a...
Because in most states, they require the parent to consent to the interview in order for them to interview a juvenile.
DS, a classic, and then a lighter blue, bigger one.
And then a red one.
Yeah, it was a 3DS, and then it was a regular
DS
Lite.
Okay. And was there a third one?
Yeah, but I have that one somewhere else in my room.
Okay. I appreciate it. That's all I needed to know.
After they confirm that the DS was, in fact, not missing, the police officers tell Susan that she is going to jail. She appeared surprised by this.
So at this time, you're going to go to jail, okay?
I am?
Yes, you are.
Oh, can I call my son?
I'll call him.
Why am I going to jail?
All the witnesses said that you were the primary aggressor. You falsely accused her. You chewed out her kids, and then everyone said you swung first, and she's bleeding from the face.
Susan was charged with battery. The police at Rio Rancho.
You know, Susan, you really shouldn't assume that just because you're the one to call the police first that your side is going to be taken. And a lot of people do that to be manipulative. So anyway, the true victim here was the mom of the younger kids who came to her house. And what really upsets me, I shouldn't say upset me, but really like kind of hits me in the feels, is that mom tried to help her look for the game that was never stolen. And Susan gets upset and hits her. And so mom, you know, hits her back. And here we are. I really feel like mom could have done more damage than that to Susan. And I wonder if that's a part of those calculations that the police did. But Susan was definitely the primary aggressor here, at least according to the evidence that they have now. Things could change. You know, maybe some video footage would come out or something, but Susan went to jail.
Police department are called in to come handle a case between a grumpy grandma and her neighbors, whom she claimed had sprayed her with a garden hose twice while she went to check her AC unit on the side of the house.
Okay.
Hold on. Come talk to me real quick.
It's not real quick. You have to come inside.
So what's going on today?
Well, come in and I'll talk to you.
What's wrong with talking out here?
I want to talk inside. What do you think?
Is there-
I am a criminal?
Is there anything inside the house?
No, there's nobody in there. See, he's put the hose on me twice for no reason. And I have a restraining order from the judge.
See this?
The cops agree to follow her inside the house to talk.
Hear you.
Sit down.
I really don't know what to make of her and her affect and why she's insistent on the police coming inside of her house. It is so weird to me. I don't know if maybe she doesn't want the neighbors to hear the big old whopper she's about to tell the police, but she so far told them that they sprayed her with the hose twice and she has a restraining order against them.
I'm not a criminal.
I understand that. I'm just going to stay standing, okay? So what's going on today?
What's going on? He put the hose on me.
So start from the beginning. What
I went
happened?
back on the side to check my air conditioning. I was looking back on my property. I didn't say a word. Then it goes like this and he puts the hose on me. I didn't say anything to him.
So he just sprayed you with the hose?
Twice.
Did he say anything to you?
He just started spraying for no reason.
I will say this. It is not minimal if that's actually what happened, that her neighbor sprayed the hose on her. That is actually assault. Even though it's just water, if you don't consent to the contact, touching someone with an object, any object, water, a bottle, sand, anything against their will is assaultive behavior, unconsented to touching. So that would be a valid reason to contact law enforcement. If someone touches you with anything against your will and you don't like it, you have the right to report that. Let's see what actually happened, though.
Do you mind showing me where in the backyard they sprayed you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what time did this happen?
It just happened like about 15 minutes ago.
15 minutes ago?
Well, can I take it to court or is it not permissible?
So let's see where they sprayed you first.
Oh, they're going to say all kinds of things. You know that. You know that. They're going to say all kinds of things. Why don't you listen?
She's preempting. They just want proof of the claim that you're making. You're saying you got sprayed by water 15 minutes ago by a hose. Okay. They just want to see where it happened. They want to do their investigation. And she's so suspicious. Like, her behavior is making me suspicious of her because she's saying, like, why aren't you listening to me? This is them listening to you. This is how they listen to you. They have to conduct an investigation. I think some people think police officers are like customer service or something like that. Like, you don't like a thing that happened, and so call the manager. No, this is like, these guys carry guns. They have the ability to take away people's freedom. So they need to take it seriously and do an actual investigation. And she doesn't want them to investigate. Why don't you want them to investigate your claims that you were assaulted?
To me.
We are. That's why I'm asking you to show me where they sprayed you, to see if there's any.
You saying the same thing. Go back to New York. Go back to New York. With the goddamn tattoos all over them.
Grumpy Grandma takes the officers to the spot where she claims she was sprayed with water. The footage shows the area is completely dry.
So you were right here.
Yeah, here. And then he took the hose and sprayed it on me. Twice.
This way?
Toward me. I was all wet.
Okay.
The officers ask her if she had changed her clothes after the incident. The woman tells them that she didn't.
So you can't be dry in 15 minutes. And I was looking at her hair like maybe her hair is wet, but you know, you got sprayed with a hose. The area you're supposed to be sprayed in is dry. Your clothes are dry. Come on, Grandma, what is the problem? But I also love that she said that she was from New York and they were telling her to go back to New York because, like, no, they weren't, right? But she is such a New York grandma right here. The attitude, the everything. And so maybe, like, I hope you don't think that I don't think it's serious when people falsely call the police on people. I do think it's serious. It's actually one of the worst crimes out there because, like I said, law enforcement are equipped with the ability to take away not only people's freedom, but also their life. And so you should not call law enforcement on people unless there is some type of genuine harm going on. In addition, not only could the person you're targeted, be seriously harmed, you could be diverting resources away from an actual crime that is occurring. Now they don't have enough officers to respond because they're responding to this fake BS, right? However, she is making me chuckle because she reminds me so much of the like older ladies that I grew up around because I'm from New York. And this attitude she's got is like so classic New York grandma. And it's not that it's right that she's doing this. It's just her behavior is comical to me because she's absurd. You got sprayed with the hose twice, but there's no water on you, please.
But the clothes she was wearing, she claims she was sprayed, was still dry.
No, did you change your clothes after you got sprayed with water?
No.
No?
Why? Why? You want to say?
What? No, what area did they spray you
The
on?
whole thing, and then he did it again the second time.
And you said it was about 15 minutes ago?
Yeah, about 15. I can't put it. But what do you think of that? What do you think of that?
So, the only thing I'm noticing is your clothes looks dry. And I didn't see any water on the floor by your air conditioner.
I'm telling you, he did it.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go talk to the neighbors.
Are you going to listen to them? And you want to know something?
So
you believe them. What are you going to do? You're going to be impartial?
So let me finish my investigation. Let me go talk to them, get their side of the story.
There's no side of the story.
And then I'll come back and talk to you, okay?
Yeah, there's no side of the story.
So if something happens, there's always two sides. There's the victim and there's
I'm the victim.
I understand.
I'm the victim.
The cops go over to speak with the neighbors.
You're not off to a good start when you're yelling at the police officer. You're just not off to a good start here.
Grumpy Grandma's vehement protests that they shouldn't do that. When they go over to speak with the neighbors, it becomes obvious why she didn't want them to do so.
Hello. I'm Officer Cantrell with the Rio Rancho Police Department. What's going on today?
Not much, just hanging out, having a nice day out in the backyard, and the neighbor was like standing there just staring, and the dogs were barking. So we asked, like, "Can we help you?" And she stood there, leaning on the fence, and she was like this.
Over our fence.
I said, "I'm sorry, ma'am. Can I help you?" And she goes, "I'm not talking to you, you." And points at her. And the little kid out there, and the other kids like drawing with chalk on the back porch, and we're like,
"Oh no,
dude, no!" And she just started cursing and yelling.
Not y'all trying to just live your American dream in the house with your family. Kids are playing. Just picture it. You know, you're in the backyard. Maybe the hose is running. You're splish splashing. I don't know, right? But whatever the case may be, you guys are just having a good time. And here she come leaning over your fence and calling you a B word. Oh my gosh. What is her problem?
She had did that to us previously, and she told me, she's like, "Let's just go inside." And I was like, "But dude, she just came up and started talking trash."
Yeah.
Like literally leaning over our fence, stares at my kids.
It's not worth it. So we went inside. So this time she started swearing and calling her a bunch of foul names in front of the kids. And I was like, dude, no, absolutely not. You're leaning over our fence. We're trying to be like, can we help you? There's nothing to see back there. There's no view.
After reviewing video evidence provided by the neighbors.
And see, that's the thing with a lot of these cases nowadays. It used to be you had to just miraculously have a third party there, like we saw with the last case, to say, oh, no, that's not how it happened. It actually happened this way. Otherwise, the mom, she would have been arrested based on the word of just what that lady said. But now these people didn't even need a third party because they've got video cameras. And a lot of people have video cameras on their houses now to pick up on things like that. And, you know, there's a bunch of different thoughts about, you know, the surveillance state and encroaching on our own freedoms by basically us deciding to surveil ourselves at all times. But here's the benefit to it, which is if someone lies on you and says you did something outside of your house you didn't do, you have the video proof right there ready to go. And then the officer can make a charging decision based on what he sees.
The officer realized that Grumpy Grandma had not only been lying about the water, she had been harassing the neighbors and swearing in front of their children.
Oh.
She gets charged with disorderly conduct and issued a summons. Grandma was extremely unhappy. Security footage shows 60-year-old Terry Vetch threatening.
Yeah, disorderly conduct, definitely disturbing the peace of her neighbors, so I could see that charge. But also filing a false police report seems like that would have been the better charge. But you know, Grumpy Grandma, I'm rooting for you, girl. Get it together. Or maybe you're a little jealous of the lady behind you or something. I don't know, but let it go and leave them people alone.
Threatening to shoot a person because they backed into his driveway. Both Vetch and the person call the cops on each other.
I have my Nest display on my computer, above my computer, and I'm watching that, so I'm pulling in the driveway.
That's another form of home surveillance, the Nest. Nest, Ring, Vivint, there's a whole bunch of them now.
Which car was it again?
This white car right here.
Was it the newer or
this newer?
Okay.
So I went out there and I was going to tell him, my driveway. They've been told this before. I didn't realize it was a different car because white Ford Edge, the white Ford Edge thing, I didn't realize it was a different.
Vetch's security camera showed the incident that followed after the other person used his driveway. Vetch walks across the street to where the car was parked, smacked the rear window, and yells at the driver. A woman from inside his neighbor's house confronts him, and they yell profanities at one another.
Keep your piece of in my driveway.
Excuse me. Let me tell you something, motherfucker. You come up in the car out.
I got you on my camera.
For what?
Driving in my driveway. Stay out of it.
As the argument gets heated, it spills.
That is not a rational argument to have. That because someone drove into your driveway and turned around, you're going to start a confrontation with them. That's absolutely ridiculous. Now, if they pull up and they knock on your door and they try to break in, sure, but even driving into your driveway, immediately turning back around, that is completely insane. And I have no problem with saying that. That is not a rational response to that type of incident. And in fact, driveways are kind of like public access unless they're gated off because, you know, you have, you know, solicitors and people need to turn around and things like that. That's not necessarily trespassing. There can be ways in which it can become trespassing. The way his house is set up, it's not. So if he wanted more privacy, he needs to move to like a gated community or something like that, or get away from neighbors and just live out, you know, in the wilderness or something. But as long as you're living in the suburbs, you're absolutely out of control arguing with somebody and confronting them over that.
Back onto Vetch's driveway, where the woman follows him across the street but doesn't step on his driveway. At this point, Vetch draws his gun and points it at the woman.
No.
Soon, a woman from Vetch's house steps out to intervene.
Thank God. No! He's pointing a gun at her right now. Oh my God!
Put a gun on my head! Put a gun on my head! Put a gun in my head!
One of Vetch's neighbors explains that the person who pulled into his driveway had done so on accident.
You know what driveway was mine, that way or this way, right next to each other, and they pulled in his, and he came out of the house with a gun and pointed right at her head.
Vetch was taken into custody and has been charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon without intent to kill. According to the source, he has been released on a $50,000 bond. Officers Eucadis and Philos were dispatched.
No notes on that. Perfect handling. They did a complete investigation. Even though he's the one that called the police, they saw that he was the aggressor and they charged him appropriately. Now, the charging is ultimately up to the prosecutor, but he was charged appropriately with aggravated assault because he pointed a gun at someone's head. That's extremely dangerous. And she wasn't even in his driveway. She was like on the little, you know, like entrance thing, you know, that's absolutely ridiculous. And she clearly was not armed. You know, his behavior is inappropriate and he's an irresponsible gun owner.
3 times to an Elgin, Illinois residence. The cause of all the problem was an unruly neighbor, Shannon being extremely loud.
I love spending time in my garden and I so badly want to come and landscape her house.
and obviously drunk
Oh.
early in the morning. In the end, the officers are forced to place her under arrest.
Oh, God.
Hey! Come outside! Come outside! Elgin police, come outside. Come outside, Elgin police. Hello again, Ms. Brown.
I am minding my business.
I understand. I appreciate you not going to the door.
I did not. I did what you told me to do.
But
I have every right to say what I have to say out of my mouth.
yes,
So what am I doing wrong? Why are you knocking on my door?
because I'm just trying to bring.
Can I just be? I'm just gonna be honest. All of that's being recorded.
That's fine. I don't care. I'm recording too.
That's
it's no
good.
problem. I don't-
That's good. Everybody's recording. No problem. I see them fly strips.
Okay.
Listen,
Look,
You can-
I am about to snap. I'm gonna go to jail.
No, don't.
Literally
Just go back inside the house. Okay, don't do that.
lock me the up.
listen.
No, that lock me the up. Lock me up, cause I'm gonna
Why?
whoop Mr.
Why?
ass, yo.
Why are we I hate when it starts with, okay, let's calm down. You go inside, they'll go inside, lay down, have a nap. You know what I'm saying? Everything is okay. No need to arrest anyone, which is what I want. I want to see de-escalation techniques. I think a lot of the times when we see these police interactions go extremely wrong, it's because they, it starts with them coming in hot and not using like those types of calming tactics that can help people in crisis not escalate things. But yeah, here we got homegirl being like, I don't care what y'all do, I'm whooping some behind. And guess what that is? A crime. Stop criming in front of the police. Good Lord.
Whoop his.
No.
The footage shows the officers banging on Shannon's door.
How about you take a rest and go to sleep because you're
Because
drunk?
I have, no, my house. Look, you want to see how much I've done? You want to see how much I've done? You telling me I'm drunk?
Shannon continues to be loud and
She's like, I've done all my house chores today. I can't be drunk. Ma'am, I do most of my house chores when I'm drunk, okay? Those two things are not mutually exclusive.
unruly, even when the cops advise her to calm down and take a nap. She hurls accusations at her neighbors and swears
She's acting like a toddler. I bet you she's going to feel so much better after she has a nap. And then the clarity after she wakes up in jail is going to be like, oh no.
at them in front of the cops.
Her and her baby daddy.
Oh.
Her and her baby daddy.
She wasn't mumbling.
He ain't supposed to be here. Out of here. You.
See, now you're disorderly conduct. Now you're yelling and screaming and drawing the public's attention to you. These people are just inside their house. It's none of your business if the baby daddy's supposed to be there or not. Relax.
And your baby mama.
Why?
You.
Hey,
You
enough.
ain't even supposed to be here. You are not supposed to be here.
Oh,
But
Now
he's
you're
not
under
supposed
arrest.
to be here.
Now you're
For
under
what?
arrest for disorderly conduct. Let me hold this. I won't break it. Now you're under arrest for disorderly
For
conduct.
what?
I said now you're under arrest
No.
for disorderly conduct.
No.
As Shannon continues to swear at the
Shannon.
neighbors, the cops are forced to place her under arrest.
Shannon, no.
What did I do?
Disorderly conduct. Threats. Failure to follow a lawful order of a police officer. You should have just gone back inside your house.
What I do?
We're gonna go in this car.
What I do? Oh, okay. Now you see how you rough-handed me?
Not rough-handed.
Yeah.
Do you see that Shannon is speaking directly to the body camera? And you want to know what? Years and years of dealing with body cam, I've actually never seen anyone speak directly to the body camera. It's just a little box on their chest. It usually has a little red light coming out of it. Oh, these terrible neighbors. I would not want to live next to them, but my goodness, are they entertaining? Except for the gun guy. Shannon didn't even mean that. Look, I want you to look at her facial expression right here after she talks to the camera. She said that he was rough handling her, but she doesn't really mean it.
We're gonna go in this car.
What I do? Oh, okay. Now you see how you rough-handed me?
Not rough-handed.
Yeah, you rough-handed me. Yeah, he is rough-handed me.
She does not. You can see it in her eyes that she's like totally knows that she's full of crap.
Shannon is extremely inebriated as she's being led to the cop car. She starts to complain loudly, even though her words come out a bit slurred. Shannon was charged with misdemeanor disorderly conduct, resisting arrest, and obstructing an officer. A man identified as Gordon Lawshe.
She kind of sort of obstructed a little bit, but not really. This is more of a disorderly conduct threats case than a resisting arrest obstructing case. They were able to put her, in custody, and she really wasn't fighting with them. They just needed to kind of, grab the arm up and get her in the car. This will probably be a plea to disorderly conduct, and it would probably serve more of a function to get her drunk behind out the house, disturbing all of her neighbors' peace. That's really what the main issue was. Shannon, ain't nothing wrong with a little intoxication every once in a while. It is a problem when it leads to you getting arrested. So if you can't control yourself to the point where you're getting arrested, it might be a good idea to seek out some help. I'm not being facetious when I say that. What I really mean that, if this is an issue for any of you watching, where it becomes a disturbance to your neighbors and law enforcement is getting involved, and the common denominator is that you tend to be intoxicated, it might be a good idea to seek out some professional help. It's a beautiful thing.
Called the cops on a 9-year-old girl spraying a nearby tree for invasive bugs, describing her as a little black woman.
Oh no.
The footage contains recording of the 911 call that was made by Lawshe.
What's that? Oh, what are you using to spot there? You're trying to catch him? Someone just called in and said that she was alone spraying something on the grass.
She's catching the...
I see that.
Body cam shows the officer arriving at the scene only to find a 9-year-old girl spraying the trees to control invasive bug species, which are no...
There's these lantern bugs or something like this that are kind of plaguing the Northeast. They're invasive species, and I think they harm trees. And so they were doing these projects with kids and telling them to go out and make these vinegar mixes and either catch the bugs or spray the bugs and kill them without hurting the tree. And this little girl was doing that, and her neighbor called the police on her and called her a little woman acting strangely. And she's his neighbor, so he lives across the street from her. He knows who she is and has seen her multiple times and tried to get this child arrested and potentially harmed by police. He knew exactly what he was doing by calling her a little woman, like a little black woman, So peep the game, peep the disgustingness of this.
What's your address?
12 Elizabeth.
12?
Right there.
Okay.
Yes, I'm saying we are...
You're obviously next door neighbors.
Yeah. I yelled him when it's his right.
No, you're not in trouble.
The officer deems the situation all right and simply decides to write down Monique Joseph's address. It appears she lived on the opposite street as the man who made the call. Although Lawshe didn't get arrested, he received a lot of backlashes for his actions. Let's hope that taught him a lesson to not be racist. Imagine paying thousands of dollars.
It's very interesting because, some of you may disagree that was racism, but it is my opinion that was definitely racism. You have to hear the 911 call. You guys can go look it up where he calls her a little woman. It's ridiculous. She's a little kid, clearly a child. And he called the police on her for absolutely no reason than to be evil, essentially. And that's what this is called, when evil people try to get their neighbor arrested and it backfires. I would love to know what you guys think in the comments section down below. We might even have some bloopers for you at the end because filming this was ridiculous. Please make sure that you like the video, share the video with your friends, comment down below what your thoughts are, and subscribe. And I'll see you later. Bye. 1 second. Hey, babe. Hey, I'm filming YouTube. Is everything okay? Love you. Love you too. Bye. Okay. Bye. Hello?
Hi, is this Natalie?
Yes, speaking.
Hi, Natalie. My name is Alex. I'm calling just to remind you that on May 14th, there is a Democratic primary election. Are you likely to be voting?
Yes, I'm going to be voting. Customer service or something like that? You don't like a thing that happened and so call the manager. No, this These guys carry guns and they have the ability to... Amazon package. Cut that out. These guys carry guns and they have the ability to take away people's freedom. So they need to... We should add a blooper reel after this. They need...
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go talk to the neighbors.
Are you going to listen to them and you want to know something? So you believe them.
DJ, why are we barking? Why are we barking? Come here. Hi, Jazzy Poo-Poo. Okay, can we please be good? Thank you. Oh, thank you, Bitty Mooch. Thank you, Bitty Mooch. She's such a pretty girl. Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, can we stop yelling and screaming now? Okay. Thank you so much. You stop yelling and screaming. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you so much. Yes. Okay. Good girl. Good boy. No more screaming. No more screaming. Okay. And I'm not being fastidious when I, or not fastidious, facetious